All right, I'm gonna turn it over to you. You can go for oh, I gotta first of all give you the controls. Hold on. I forgot here. So now you should be able to share your screen.
Let's see.
If not, I can run your PowerPoint. You'll just have to tell me next slide.
I think I can do it.
Okay. And if you shared your screen earlier, go ahead and share it again. Yeah, because sometimes if I have not given you controls, we can see it. It just needs to be in PowerPoint form. The next one to the right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. And it is all yours, Kareem.
Thank you so much, Jackie, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm not keeping track of time here. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kareem Burgess with the Chicago Park District, and I am delighted to be here with you guys today to share with you some of the ways that you can go about doing business with us at the Chicago Park District. So thank you again for being here today. Chicago Park District purchases millions of dollars of goods and services annually. Our transparent process ensures fairness, competition, and best value. And visit us online or contact us to learn more about our new opportunities and our expanding business opportunities as well. Our web address is www.chicagoparkdistrict.com/doing-business/purchasing, as you'll see here on the screen. And some of the resources available from that web address are the ability to download current solicitations, IFBs, invitations for bids, RFPs, and RFQs, requests for proposals, and for qualifications. From that web address, you can also view a list of firms that have downloaded any IFB, RFP, or RFQ in real time. You can view and download any bid tabulations and the line items bids from each bidder. View and download active contracts. You can view a list of anticipated procurement opportunities, some of our upcoming opportunities. View a list of firms from our RFQ pool, so our GC pool, our A&E pool, and we also have a rapid response pool of vendors that you're also able to view from this website. You can view and download the general conditions of our solicitations, register your firm in the Chicago Park District's vendor database. That's an important one, and I'll get back to that one shortly. You can link to some of our other sister agencies as well as some of our MBE, WBE assist agencies. I mentioned registering your firm in the Park District's vendor database. I feel that's the first step for vendors who want to engage in business with the Park District, because what that does, once you've registered your company in our database, when we have opportunities that come available that match the NAICS code or the trades that you are specialized in, you'll be automatically notified that those opportunities exist in the event that you're interested in submitting a response to it. So once you register and you've detailed and documented to us the areas of specialty that you may be certified in, or the areas of specialty that your business is capable of doing, when opportunities become available that match your skill set, we'll send you a notification automatically, because your record matches some of the elements within our scope of services. So registering your business with us is key to that. And if you fail to register your business, then you'll be left to periodically check our website for current opportunities to see something that you may be interested in. The Park District is interested in green procurement and increasingly seeks eco-friendly products and services. Excuse me. And the Park District is also committed to identifying and working with certified MBE and WBE firms. This slide just documents who we are as a department. Our directors, Mark Reed, myself, Kareem Burgess. We have Melanie O'Brien as our purchasing manager, and also just a listing of who some of our compliance officers are, as well as our advanced buyers who handle our solicitations like the IFBs, RFPs, and RFQs, and our buyer, Guadalupe, who processes a lot of our recs, turns them into POs, and ensures that vendors get paid for the services that they are providing. This slide documents our commitment to the MBE and WBE compliance program. It's the policy of the Chicago Park District to establish a goal of awarding not less than 25% of the annual aggregate dollar value of all contracts to qualified MBEs and 5% of the annual aggregate dollar value of all contracts to qualified WBEs. And underneath that is just the code where that requirement comes from. So that was a long-winded way of saying that our MBE, WBE compliance goals consist of 25% for minority-owned businesses and 5% for women-owned businesses. When working with the Chicago Park District, you want to ensure that your certification is valid. A couple of times we run into situations where we are working with a vendor and we come to find that their certification letter has lapsed or it's expired. And when we come across cases such as that, we're unable to award credit for a relationship we enter into with a minority or woman-owned business. So it's important that you maintain your certification status to keep those letters valid to ensure that you always receive credit for any service that you provide an agency. Some of the ways that the MWBE compliance goals can be met. You'll see listed here on the slide a bidder or proposer status as an MBE or WBE. So if you're a self-performing prime and you're certified as an MBE or WBE, then you'll obviously meet and exceed the MBE and WBE requirements. You can also joint venture with one or more MBEs or WBEs as the prime. Subcontracting a portion of the work to one or more MWBEs, obviously. You can also purchase materials or services for the work from one or more MWBE. Indirect participation is also an option that's available to primes when trying to meet the MWBE goals. We don't have a DBE program here, so we don't give credit for DBEs. It's just M and W. Or you can choose to use a combination of any of those above items that were listed, but all of those can go towards assisting you in achieving the MWBE compliance goals. The snapshot just represents the total number of contracts that we monitored for MWBE utilization last year. And you'll see underneath in what areas those contracts were monitored for. So it looks like the lion's share of the work was done under construction, but we also had 10 management contracts that we monitored for utilization, 26 for materials and supplies, and we also monitored 88 for professional services. This slide just documents some of the work that we have awarded, where the work was done, who it was awarded to, and the MBE subcontractor and participation percentages that we were able to achieve on a couple of job sites where work was performed. This first one is Douglas Park. We did an artificial turf rehab there, was awarded to Friedler. And we were able to achieve 28% MBE participation and 11% WBE. So Friedler did a good job in this particular case, in this instance, with satisfying the M and WBE goals. We also had an award out at Humboldt Park for bridge and railings that was awarded to Robe Inc. Again, they did excellent with their MWBE compliance. And following Humboldt Park was La Follette Park, a roof replacement that went to Knickerbocker Roofing and Paving Company. And again, they met the MWBE requirements in full. The way that we monitor our MBE and WBE goals is through the B2G Now software. You may hear it referred to as C2 from other agencies, but it's all similar. It's all the same. So similar to other agencies, We use this web-based software to monitor our MBE and WBE requirements and ensure that prime contractors are using this to demonstrate to us that compliance is being met on their jobs. So as you can see here, payments to vendors are downloaded into B2G from Oracle or from whatever financial tool agencies use. For us, it's Oracle. And they're downloaded into Oracle on a monthly basis. Prime gets a notification via B2G that there's a payment being reflected. The Prime is responsible for going in and verifying that their payment was received, but also documenting any payments made to subcontractors. Subcontractors get a notification where they have to go in and verify, so on and so forth. Some of you may be familiar with B2G and how it works, but for those of you who might be unfamiliar with the software, this is how monitoring gets done. That's the step-by-step process on how compliance monitoring is done in B2G and B2G Now. This may be difficult for you guys to see. I'm sorry if it is, but this is a snapshot of what our homepage looks like, what the purchasing web page looks like. And you'll see from this page, there's various things that you can navigate to once you're on this page. You can look for contracting opportunities. You can check out our list of pre-qualified vendor pools, how I mentioned earlier. It also houses our contracts library, so you can review our current vendor contract, who may be holding it, when those terms end, so on and so forth. It also allows you to review MBE and WBE compliance information and access the compliance tracking system. In addition to that, you can look at purchasing process and forms, rules, regulations, and procedures. And most importantly, in my opinion, this is where you can go to register your company and log in to our vendor registration page. So the web address or the page that you're looking at now navigates you or takes you to a lot of different places that I think are very useful to vendors who are trying to do business with us, as well as vendors who are currently doing business with us. But this is the purchasing web page where you can navigate to find any piece of useful information you may deem necessary. There we go. This slide just documents what the B2G homepage looks like for the Park District. So once you've been awarded a contract and we've loaded your contract into the B2G Now system, you're given a login credentials with a username and a temporary password that you'd have to change once you are in the system. But this is what the homepage would look like for you. So if you've made it here, then you know you're in the right place for compliance monitoring for B2G Now entries that you may have to make. In addition to monitoring payments, the Park District also monitors payroll for the projects that we award. And we use the LCP Tracker web-based software to monitor labor compliance. LCP Tracker is a paperless online system for entering certified payroll reports that manage prevailing wage, applicable labor laws and reporting requirements, minority and women-owned hiring, as well as any local or community hiring that may be required. The software also assists with maintaining compliance with any prevailing wages, such as Davis-Bacon, state or local, and all payrolls and associated documentation are required to be input into LCP Tracker for all awarded projects. Again, just the landing page, the home page for LCP Tracker to get you familiar with what it looks like, so you know you're in the right place if you see this once you've been awarded a contract. The Park District uses the Cook County prevailing wage rates on our contract. So these are the labor rates that we would assign to LCP Tracker when a project is awarded. And we have the expectation that all awarded vendors will use these wages when paying their employees, paying any employees. The Park District is not a certifying agency. So since we do not certify vendors as MBE or WBE owned, we accept the certifications from the agencies you see listed here. Those agencies include the City of Chicago and or Cook County, the state of Illinois and their CMS certification. We'll also honor certification from the Water Reclamation District, the U.S. government and their SBA certification, but also agencies such as CMSDC and the Women's Business Development Center and their WeBank certification. Those are all certifications that we will honor as well. Some of the outreach efforts that we participate in, the Chicago Park District's vendor networking event, we host one annually. Legal advertisements are sent to all vendors in the B2G Now compliance monitoring system. We also participate in other vendor outreach efforts, including the City of Chicago's vendor fairs, the University of Illinois Chicago's Construction Summit, the construction industry conferences, various assist agency monthly meetings. You can also find us there, such as the African American Construction Association, Chatham Business Association, and the Illinois Hispanic and Latin American Chamber of Commerce. So we're out and are definitely visible so that all residents, all businesses interested can find us and engage us with how to go about doing business with our agency. We have some upcoming opportunities that I've listed here. Some of our commodity contracts that we have upcoming include the supply and delivery of electrical supplies. We also have a upcoming opportunity for the supply and delivery of T-shirts and apparel. I know that's always huge in the summer with our summer camp programs. Under the construction category, we have a rapid response. I mentioned that vendor pool earlier. The opportunity to be included in that vendor pool is coming up, as well as our general contractors pool. That's another opportunity that will be available in the near future. So I encourage you all to continue to check our site to know when those opportunities will become available. Some of the future opportunities under the professional service category include our on-site water treatment and disposal system, fire extinguisher services, floral design, district-wide bus transportation services, and our summer day camp bus transportation services. So these are opportunities upcoming for the professional service area. Oh, it's my understanding that we're going to be keeping questions until each presenter has had a chance to speak. So disregard this slide. And that includes my portion of this presentation. I thank you guys so much for your time. And Jackie, I think I hand it back to you at this point.
That is correct. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next speaker, which is Karen or Chanel going first? But I'll introduce them both. We have Chanel Harmon from the Chicago Transit Authority and Karen Brosnan. I hope I pronounced your name correctly as well. So am I giving the control to Chanel first or Karen?
Chanel, please.
Yes.
All righty. Chanel, you have control. Go ahead and hit the share button and share your screen.
Okay, give me just a moment. It's a little slow on my end.
That's okay. You might have to hit the share button. Yeah, it's coming. All righty. Go ahead and put it in presentation form and go right on to your slides. And while Chanel is getting her slides, I just wanted to let everybody know that's on. I did send an email, not an email, a chat that basically gives you information on where you can find a copy of these PowerPoints. Now, these won't go up until Friday. So, you can find the PowerPoints on our website, and then you will be able to find a copy of the recording, and YouTube, as I explained earlier, and the instructions are there. And if you're looking for a copy of the buying plan, there's a link for the buying plan. You just click on the icon that says buying plan. And please save the date for our construction summit, where our guests will probably be attending that as well. Our construction summit will be in February. And so please save the date of February 2nd for that, the construction summit. Chanel, we saw it before, but now it's off the screen.
Oh, you can't see it now?
No, we saw it before, but whatever you did trying to get it into presentation mode, it went off the screen. It's still on your name.
Still on my name?
Yeah. We're not seeing your screen at all. So you might have to hit the share button again and then pick the PowerPoint from there.
Okay, just bear with me. Okay.
And if it doesn't work, don't worry about it. I can upload my screen, and you all will just have to say next slide for me. Okay, now it's coming back on the screen.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and put it in presentation form.
Okay.
That, at the bottom, right next to the minus sign. Yeah, right there. And somehow we're in the slides sorter. If you down at the bottom, next to the minus sign, the last icon, if you click on that, what does that do? There we go, right there. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and, yes, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my mic, and I'll let you go ahead and go through your slides. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for bearing with me through technical difficulties. So, hello, my name is Chanel Harmon, and I'm the coordinator for Small Business Development and Outreach. So for an agenda for today, you'll hear an overview from me about diversity programs, and then I'll pass it along to my team member from purchasing, Karen Bronson, to cover responding to CTA contract opportunities. So the CTA's Diversity Small Business Program. The CTA Small Business Program is designed to give certified small businesses an opportunity to bid as primes on CTA contracts. Under the program, select contracts are set aside for small businesses to bid on as prime contractors. If you are certified as a DBE with one of the other 4 Illinois Unified Certification Program members, you are considered an SBE. CTA only accepts the DBE certification from CTA, the Illinois Department of Transportation, PACE, Metra, and the City of Chicago. Our Workforce Initiatives team continuously work with our workforce partners, Hire 360 and Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, to provide training and apprenticeships to individuals interested in the trades. Many of these participants work on CTA projects like the RPM. We also offer a mentor protege program. This program was created to enhance the capability of DBE firms and increase opportunities for DBE participation on CTA contracts. We offer technical assistance in the form of contracting strategies. This involves helping the firm identify the right opportunity for them. Next, we offer assistance in market research. This involves helping the firm identify where the most opportunities lie. We host various outreach meetings and meet and greets for smaller firms to network with CTA prime contractors who are already working on our projects. We also offer access to capital through our Building Small Businesses program. This program offers cash flow resources to help businesses successfully operate on CTA contracts. In addition to that, we also offer educational resources in the form of our Small Business Educational Series, which is a 9-week cohort taught by industry leaders. Some topics include budgeting, estimating, and project management, just to name a few. The purpose of the series is to help businesses successfully perform on CTA contracts. There are various ways to connect with us through various outreach events, whether they're virtual or in person. We encourage you to attend those events so we're able to get familiar with you and you're able to build relationships with CTA team members as well as prime contractors. All diversity team members welcome one-on-one consultations. Diversity Programs is your #1 advocate, and we want to hear from you. We also have a DBE advisory committee. This is where concerns of DBE firms are addressed and recommendations for operational and administrative improvements are made. We encourage you to attend pre-bid meetings. This is the opportunity for you to ask questions to procurement administrators so you can get a better understanding of what's expected before submitting your bid. We also encourage you to follow us on social media, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, which is called our YouTube CTA Doors Opening page. We encourage you to register as the CTA vendor. I previously mentioned we do set aside specific contracts for DBE firms to bid on. So the more DBE firms that we have in the specific category, the better. So we always encourage you to register as a CTA vendor. Consider obtaining the DBE certification because CTA only accepts the DBE certification. We encourage you to review current solicitations through our bonfire page, which Karen will go a little bit more in depth on. And we also encourage you to forecast future opportunities by taking a look at our buy-in plan. And next, I'll pass it on to Karen.
Thank you, Chanel. And if you wouldn't mind working the slides for me so we don't have to try to go through the painful exercise of me trying to figure out how to share my screen.
Absolutely, no problem.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Brosnan. I'm a senior manager in the purchasing department, and I'm going to go through some information today about how to do business with us. So next slide. So CTA has implemented electronic bidding now for all contracts. Due to the pandemic, we had to find a way to modernize our bid process, and we are now using a procurement portal called Bonfire. And the link is on our Transit Chicago page. We have a very informative Transit Chicago page on all about everything to do with purchasing. Next slide. So through this bid office, through the bid office e-procurement portal, Bonfire, your business can register to view contracting opportunities and to submit their responses if you choose to bid on it. Registration is easy and it's free. So I encourage everyone to register on Bonfire. You can see our opportunities. You know, once you're registered, and when you do register, make sure you select the NAICS codes that are applicable to your business. You want to make sure that they're appropriate. Like if if your company replaces glass, don't pick anything to do with cleaning supplies. Try to pick things that are particular to your business. After registering, you'll be able to download solicitation documents. So if you see an opportunity there that is something that your business can provide and you're interested in bidding on it, you click on that and you'll be able to get all the information. There's step-by-step process of what documents you have to upload. There's usually a spreadsheet of some kind that you would enter your pricing. So everything that you would need to respond to the solicitation is on the Bonfire website. So we, as Chanel mentioned, we advertise, all of our opportunities are on the CTA website, the Transit Chicago link to the Bonfire. We also advertise other opportunities, any new opportunities in the Chicago Tribune. And if you are a registered vendor and your business happens to fall into the categories that the ones that you registered for happens to be something we're looking for, you'll also get like an email blast notification if something is opened up for bid that your business could that applies to your business. So I want to go through a couple of different solicitation methods that we use. The first being invitation for bids. That's the type of procurement that we would use to procure certain commodities or services. Things like plumbing, concrete work, landscaping, fencing, and a lot of these types of procurements now, especially in the invitation for bids, are being looked at by our diversity department and the using departments to see if there's a portion of the contract that could be maybe split off or designated for our small business community to bid on. We found that sometimes smaller businesses can't handle the scope or the size of the projects that we have. CTA has stations all over the city, and they have all different kinds of equipment, and it's sometimes a little bit much for a small business. But we found that if we can portion off something small, like for example, we did something with concrete where we had bigger jobs like full driveways or full repair jobs. We would offer that to bigger companies, but we have a smaller portion that does like curb work at bus turnarounds and different things like that to kind of try to open up and spread the opportunities to small businesses as well. We've also done that with requests for proposals. Some of our professional services we found could be handled by small businesses. For example, we have contract opportunities occasionally for court reporters, background checks, temporary staffing companies. Those are the kind of things that it doesn't have to, go to a company that's very large. Small businesses can handle that too. And so we're always looking for opportunities for ways to kind of divvy up the work between all the different kind of companies that bid on these. Another procurement method we use is letters of interest and qualification. It is, to refer to architecture and engineering services. So even that we've split into some of the engineering to smaller projects, and we have small business opportunities for those types of contracts as well. The last one is a request for information. That one is basically when we are looking for possibly a different way of handling something, maybe something to do with new technology to handle, something that's causing us, we know that there's been advancements in the field, and we're looking for information about companies that maybe can provide us with that new technology. So with an invitation for bid, you're purchasing a product or basic service. Those are always awarded to the lowest responsible and responsive bidder. If someone's responsive, it means that they've met all the specifications and conditions in the bid package. That means all the paperwork is filled out correctly. You can meet what we're asking for in our specifications. And then responsible, it means that the vendor is suitable and that they have the ability to perform the contract. That they've probably, they might have had contracts with us before. They've proven themselves to be a good vendor for CTA. And the other thing with the invitation for bid, if there is a DBE goal assigned, that when you're filling out the bid package, you put down if you can meet the goal, or if you intend to look for other ways to make efforts to meet the goal after you're awarded the contract. And then with an RFP, or request for proposals, price is a factor, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the only way we decide who's going to win an RFP. There's criteria listed in an RFP document, and that's what we use. The evaluation committees that are assigned to this procurement would be looking at the evaluation criteria to see if you met it. They score your proposals, and if you get a high enough score, you're sometimes asked to come in and do an oral presentation for something, like healthcare, or like I mentioned, like the court reporting or something like that, where you can kind of show like what your company can do. And basically what a request for proposals, we're looking for somebody that can do something. You have to make sure that your company is able to give us what we're asking for. The next type of procurement is an LIQ, letters of interest and qualifications. Sometimes it's also called an RFQ, a request for qualifications. This is based on, this is like used usually for like architecture and engineering contracts, where you need to have a certain amount of qualifications to be able to award that. So you have to have people that work for your company that are engineers with so many years of service, or so many years of experience. People in architecture that would have, proven projects that they can refer to. It just can't be just anything. They're scored on how well they meet the qualifications. So that's how those are awarded. Those are usually done like we award maybe 6 companies, and then when we do have projects come up, we go to that pool of qualified vendors and have them bid on a specific project. And in the RFI, again, this is the time where if you have something new or something you think that CTA, needs, I can tell from when COVID came out, we got a lot of people that were offering us new technologies to try for cleaning and for, sanitizing our rail cars and different things. If we were interested in procuring something like that, that would have been a time where an RFI would have came in to play. We would, ask for those concepts and then, possibly decide to go forward with them. So basically, you have your list of no's. And you should know your business, your capacity, what you can do, know what your competitive advantages are. If you have, if you know that you can do a certain type of service or something better than the other companies, well, compete for it and bid for it so that you can be awarded a contract. Know the CTA website, very valuable information there. Even as the Park District Kareem had mentioned before, our website has connections to the other sister agencies. It has the list of all our regulations. It has registration information for DBE firms. It also has something called a vendor contract payment search now, where you can see what other kind of contracts have been awarded and who the companies are that they were awarded to. So there's a lot of valuable information on the CTA website. You also want to know the primes. Sometimes a small business or a DBE firm cannot handle a large project, but prime contractors are always looking for someone that they can use to meet their DBE percentages. So it helps if you see the big companies who bid on these contracts to kind of, get to know them so that possibly you can be a part of their project. It would help them, and it would help your business too. And know the contract, know what we're asking for. Our specifications are usually very specific, very detailed. So, it has a lot of information, step by step of what we are asking for in each individual contract. And know the paperwork. We have, we're a government agency. We have requirements for what our contract documents have to have included. And part of that is our certifications that your firms would have to fill out. Those are the certification forms you would find in Bonfire in the bid package area. But, you have to know what they are and that you're filling them out correctly and signing them. Believe it or not, that's a big error that vendors make, that they fill stuff out and then they don't sign it. So next slide. And again, there's my number one reason, paperwork pitfalls. Sometimes, like I said, the paperwork is filled out, but they have to be signed, and they have to be signed by the correct person. We have a requirement that either the president or vice president of your company signs the documents. If you don't have a president or vice president that's available to sign, other like a chief financial officer might be the person who usually signs for contracts, but they have to have a letter that proves that that they have the authority to sign for the president. Another thing people or bidders do is when we request bidding, like say a contract for glass replacement, we have, maybe 30 different types of glass that we need, across the whole authority. And the spreadsheet with the pricing would have all those items listed. Well, if you don't fill all of the items in, we can't consider your bid. All of our bid packages, the pricing has to be complete, because we wouldn't be able to compare you then to someone else that filled it out completely. So that's a big no-no if you don't fill everything in. Not listing additional subcontractors if it's requested. Not establishing communication with a prime contractor for proceed with work and timeline notifications. Not completing and returning applicable schedules. Again, that's part of the bid package. There's paperwork that has to be filled out. And then you should always review the special conditions to better understand what CTA is looking for. This is just a screenshot of what our Bonfire portal looks like. You'll see that it has the contract number. I'm sorry if it's a little small to see, but this is just a sample of what you would see on the Bonfire website. The procurements are listed. It shows the close date, which is the day the bids are due. And then once you register, you would be able to click on that view opportunity button, and all of the details would be there for you so that you can review and see if it's something you're able to bid on. So we have some upcoming procurement opportunities. So I'll maybe just go back real quick. These are just things that are on the Bonfire. Yes.
Hello,
Okay.
Chanel.
Chanel's here. She just
here.
changed the last.
Chanel?
slide.
I went, but can you see the slide? It says upcoming procurement opportunities.
Yes, that's what's on here now.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our last slide. So this is just a sample of some of the work that's upcoming for that's on the CTA website. Again, extermination, plumbing, court reporting. We're looking for information or for people that are qualified to do demolition, and some of the workforce apprenticeship partners. So that's all I have for today. So I encourage everyone to go to the website and register as a CTA vendor, and hopefully you can find your way to doing business with us.
I'm gonna try and hand it back to you, Jacqueline. You still see my screen, or I'm trying to hand it back to you?
Okay, I got you. Thank you, Karen. I apologize for going in your presentation.
Oh,
I was
no worries.
I was trying to get to Chanel. So let me open Chanel and Kareem. Feel free to put on your cameras too if you are in a position where you can do that. And let me see, anyone have questions for our speakers? I know we got a lot of thank yous that your workshops are and presentations are wonderful, and that you all have really spread a lot of great information. Um, Anyone have any questions for our guest speakers? And please look at your chats directly, because sometimes people send you things directly and I don't see that. But I only see the acknowledgement of your presentations. If there are no additional questions, I definitely want to thank our guests from the Chicago Park District, Kareem Burgess, and also our guests from the Chicago Transit Authority, Karen Brosman, and Chanel Harmon. And if anyone has a question, feel free to go to your Q&A panel and put that question in now. I know I got one question that basically asks if you all will get a copy of this presentation. And again, you will be able to find that on our website, and a copy of this recording will be in YouTube. But other than that, there are no questions at this time. Any of you, Kareem, Karen, or Chanel, want to give any parting words, last minute words, something that you may not have said or forgot to say, or didn't think you were going to have enough time to say? You have a few seconds to say it now. The mic is all yours.
No, I didn't forget to say anything, but I will just thank you once again for extending the invitation and allowing me the opportunity to be a part of this. I know it's usually Mark who steps in and does these, but I'm thankful for the opportunity to step in for him and do this myself. So, Jackie, I appreciate you for that.
Thank you so much for coming and attending and sharing that great information to our group. We really do appreciate that. And Chanel or Karen, if you have anything lastly that you would like to say, feel free to unmic yourself and say it at this time.
I also want to say thank you for the opportunity, and I also wanted to encourage all attendees to definitely network and attend our outreach events, whether they're in person or virtual, because it's all about relationship building. And like I said, the diversity programs is your #1 advocate, and we're here to assist you. So if ever you have questions or concerns, just feel free to reach out to us.
Great point, Chanel. It is all about networking, and we try to open up those opportunities so that you can meet these great folks in a setting where you can get us all at one time. And that's what we're looking forward to. So hopefully CTA and the Park District will join us in February for our construction summit, and you'll get another in-person type of venue where you will be able to network with them as well. And Karen, did you have anything you would like to say?
I'd just like to reiterate and say thank you for inviting us. We're always interested in getting new vendors, so I can't encourage people strongly enough to try to go to our website, look what's available, and register as a CTA vendor. So
Great.
Thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you so much for all of you. We ask, be safe. Have a wonderful, I guess this is a holiday weekend because of Columbus Day. Have a great holiday weekend. Be safe, be careful, and do all the things you need to do to keep yourself from getting the flu or COVID or anything else, so we can see you in person again in February. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful day for all of you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.